And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live. We're on the road today at Food City in Jonesboro on a Food City Friday. Back here again today on this 9th day of December 2022. A couple of birthdays today. Happy birthday to Bo Bridges, having a birthday, 81 today, and also John Malkovich, who's an outstanding actor, 69. And you know you're getting old when Donny Osmond's having a birthday. More importantly, you're getting old when Donny Osmond is 65 years old. So there's your birthdays for this Friday, December the 9th. On this day back in 1965, the very first night the Charlie Brown Christmas was televised on this day back in 1965. So who's a fan of Charlie Brown Christmas? Absolutely. So anyway, it happened on this day back in 1965. So again, there you go. And let's see, anything else? That's pretty much it. So, again, birthdays, Donny Osmond, John Malkovich, and Bo Bridges, and Charlie Brown Christmas first aired on this date back in 1965. Coming up, bottom of the hour, Lucas Andrews, head basketball coach of the Lady Cyclones, will join us. Also going to be top of the hour, going to be joined by Doug Fritz, John City Press. Told you it's going to happen. It's happening. They have approved TSSAA, the name, image, and likeness for high school athletes. Told you it's going to happen. They have to follow suit. They got to do what everybody else is doing, and so they did. We'll talk all about that coming up at the top of the hour. Then also Jeff Beverly joins us later in the show. And Beverly will be bringing us up to date on Tennessee recruiting. The early signing dates coming up for Vol football. Also, what's going on with the Orange Bowl, the very latest on Tennessee football, and also what's happening with the Lady Vols and the men's basketball team. All that and a whole lot more coming up here as we're live at Food City in Jonesboro on a Food City Friday. Now, Katie, who doesn't want to be on the show, she's the manager over at Starbucks, said, try one of these, big guy. I said, okay, a toasted white mocha latte. Had it here last time I was here, a grande for $5.75. Here it is. I'm not a fan, per se, of coffee, but this is good. They also are featuring at Starbucks inside of Food City's peppermint mocha, caramel brulee. Hope I'm saying it right. B-R-U-L-E, and a little thing on top of the second E. That's French. Brulee. I'll have to ask her that. Sugar cookie and chestnut praline are the featured holiday drinks at all Starbucks. And then the holiday treats, they've got the cranberry bliss bar, the blonde brownie with cream cheese icing and cranberries, and the sugar plum cheese Danish. All those available at Starbucks. Also, they got this really cute, I think it's neat looking. This is a glass Christmas ornament from the Been There series for $9.95 to hang on your tree from Starbucks. Thought that was neat. Then also they have a gold cup ornament keychain, which I thought was pretty neat. What's the price point on this? This is $12.95. Great stocking stuffer. Add a little fun to your holidays. There it is. Is a Starbucks gold cup ornament keychain. There you have it. Of course, there's a Starbucks right behind us here in Food City in Jonesboro. All right, before we get into the national anthem and get things going here, let's take a look at let's see. Get the national anthem queued up, ready to go. Some specials going on today at all Food Cities. Deal for days today and tomorrow. John and Gold apples, 5-pound bag, $3.99. Pepsi products, 6-pack, 16-ounce bottles, $3.25. Jumbo pack boneless chicken breast at all Food Cities today and tomorrow for $1.69 a pound. Little Debbie snack cakes. Got them on sale 3 for $5. Limit 6 today and tomorrow at all Food City locations. Folgers coffee. 30-ounce canister for $7.99. Limit 2 today and tomorrow at all Food Cities. And for your baking for the holidays, you've got the Betty Crocker cake mix, 4 boxes for $5. And you also have Nestle morsels. We got those two packages for $5. Limit 2 at all Food Cities, and that's where we are broadcasting live here today at Food City in Jonesboro on a Food City Friday. All right, lots to go over. Goodness gracious, a lot of stuff happening in the world of sports. We're going to tell you all about it. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, we're going to be at the Coffee Company tomorrow, broadcasting live. We've got a doubleheader tonight. Basketball, T.A. Duggar's junior varsity girls and varsity girls back-to-back is Indian Trail. We'll start it at 4:45. First tip-off at 5 o'clock for the JV girls. And then the JV girls will be at 4:45, 5 o'clock tip. Then the varsity girls will be at 5 o'clock. So we'll do those. Said that wrong. The JV girls will be at 5 o'clock, and the varsity girls will be at 6 o'clock. They'll be at T.A. Duggar, and so it's one of the final times we get a chance to cover them for a while. We start our high school coverage next week. But we'll be there tonight, ready to do that. We got a special camera person that's going to be there tonight, his maiden voyage. Very excited about that. He's 10 years old. I love doing this. I love letting the little people get involved because you never know. It may be the springboard or the spark to put him into a career. You just never know. So, anyway, we'll be there for that tonight. Tomorrow we're going to be at the Coffee Company in downtown Elizabethton promoting Christmas in downtown Betsy. We'll be there tomorrow at the Coffee Company. Let's see, who else is going to be there? We got we'll be at the Coffee Company. I have to double check. Our guest's going to come by there. From 11 to 1, we'll be there tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, we're streaming the Christmas Parade in Elizabethton, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. So, busy weekend. But that's okay. Because between Christmas and New Year's, I'm going to disappear, take some time off, and then get ready for the onslaught, if you will. A lot of basketball starting the first of the year, but we got lots between now and then. And again, a doubleheader tonight. JV girls, varsity girls, T.A. Duggar against Indian Trail out of Johnson City at the T.A. Duggar Gym. All right, Kingdom Airs, here we go, the national anthem. Let's do this one this time. Let's bring in the Elizabethton High School ensemble to sing the national anthem here. We haven't done this for a while, the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose star stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right. Give yourself a round of applause. That means clap. Good job. Nice job. Deb, what's next now? This is the ensemble.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and the bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we are live again at Food City in Jonesboro on the Food City Friday. Top 25 college basketball last night. Got an upset Iowa with a 19-point win over 20th-ranked Iowa State. Wasn't a fluke, obviously. And so Iowa wins big there. 25th-ranked Ohio State beat Rutgers by 67-66. Today, couple of, or one, I should say, top 25 game. 18th-ranked Gonzaga playing Washington. Tomorrow, there's a lot of top 25 basketball, but I guess the two biggies, 8th-ranked Alabama will go to number 1 Houston to battle the Cougars, top-ranked team in the country. And then 10th-ranked Arizona plays at number 14 Indiana. Those are the games tomorrow in top 25. Tennessee, by the way, plays on Sunday. 7th-ranked Volunteers will take on 13th-ranked Maryland in Brooklyn, New York. So that'll be coming up again on Sunday for men's top 25 college basketball. Some baseball signings from yesterday. The Mets continue to open up the checkbook. Brandon Nimmo stays with the Mets, 8-year, $162 million contract. Brandon Nimmo stays with the Mets, and then David Robertson comes over from the Phillies. Robertson, a 1-year, $10 million deal, so the Phillies losing inside the division of the Mets. And there sits the Braves not doing anything. In fact, they lost, as we know, Jansen going to the Red Sox. So Phillies are getting stronger. The Mets very much getting stronger, picking up Verlander and David Robertson coming over from the Phillies bullpen. So the Braves are quiet. Hope they're working on something. Because right now it doesn't look like they're making, well, they're not. They're not making much movement at all for the 2023 season. So anyway, that's what's going on there, and that's what's happening. We are here again at Food City in Jonesboro. Big night for high school basketball. I'll tell you all about that. Also, big football game tomorrow. Yep, all the bowl games starting next Friday will be the beginning of the bowl season, but tomorrow they call it America's game, probably with good reason, in Philadelphia. The annual Army-Navy football game tomorrow. Army at 5-6, Navy at 4-7 on the year, but matters not. You put these two out on the field, and it's just very nostalgic, very patriotic. It's a heck of a fun game to watch. 3 o'clock kickoff tomorrow in Philadelphia. Army-Navy at 3 o'clock tomorrow in Philly, the Army-Navy football game. All right, we are here live again at Jonesboro's Food City on a Food City Friday. A couple of other specials going on today and tomorrow at all Food Cities. RC Products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $7. Swaggerty sausage patties, $7.99 for a 30 count. These are the mild Swaggerty sausage patties, 30 count for $7.99. And also you have today and tomorrow at all Food Cities, snow crab clusters, wild caught, previously frozen, $12.99 a pound. And also the Dietz & Watson American cheese or Black Forest ham, $6.99 a pound out of the deli at all Food Cities, both today and tomorrow. And one more. We want to tell you about the Craven Flavor Pizzas. Frozen, selected varieties for $3.99 at all Food Cities today and tomorrow. That's where we are broadcasting live again. Hello to Amy Whitson. Hello to Jonathan Morton. Hello, Carrie Reed. Hope you have a blessed weekend. Thank you, Kathy. Hope you do as well. Reba Whitehead, thank you, ladies. Always appreciate you joining us on the show. And I found out Carrie Reed is a basketball coach. I've got to come watch Carrie Reed coach, her and Missy. And so Missy says, if you'll come watch, I'll try not to get a technical. I said, do you get technical fouls? She said, oh, yeah. I said, technical fouls in a junior cyclone ball game? Yep. I said, okay. She said, yeah, I get cranked up. I said, okay. Okie dokie. So, anyway, hello to you ladies. Thanks for being with us. We do have a doubleheader today, 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. T.A. Duggar, junior varsity at 5 o'clock and the varsity at 6 against Indian Trail. Next week, Lady Cyclones are hosting the Lady Indians. We'll start our coverage of Lucas Andrews Club. In fact, he joins us coming up in about 5 minutes on the show. The head coach of the Lady Cyclones. They've got a big game today against Bearden, a really big game, at Science Hill at 4 o'clock. And so that would be, and then tomorrow they take on Farragut. So they've got two big ones. We'll talk to them about that. And then we will, of course, as we said, get ready to bring you girls basketball next week on the high school level, and the boys too. Somebody asked me, are we not doing high school basketball this year? I said, of course we are. Yeah, what I'm doing, obviously. Tia Duggar is focal point right now in November, December. Then when basketball starts at home, really after Christmas, we are locked in pretty heavily with the high school, girls and guys basketball. So, no, I've not forgotten the girls basketball or the boys basketball on the high school level. We're just covering T.A. Duggar while we can to the high school. They haven't been home much. In fact, next Thursday will be the first home game for Elizabethton's girls. It's our home opener on the 15th of December. It tells you how busy they have been. All right, here we go. Before we go to the break, we'll get Lucas on just in a second. TSSAA allowing high school athletes to be paid for name, image, and likeness. Told you it's going to happen. It's inevitable. Let's keep it up with the Joneses. Hello to Jerry Keller. Thank you, sir, for watching the show. We're live here at Food City in Jonesboro. Students will be permitted to receive payment for activities not related to performance, provided they are carried out in a manner that does not suggest that endorsement or sponsorship of their school. The student activities for which they will be compensated may not include an image or likeness of the student in a uniform or other clothing or gear depicting the name or logo of the TSSAA school, which means, you know, if I'm with Elizabeth, then I can go out and endorse Food City, but I can't have anything on that says Elizabeth in high school, which I get, I think. So that's what's going on. We're going to check in with Doug Fritz, top of the hour, get his take on this. In fact, they met in Murfreesboro yesterday, the TSSAA, and that was a biggie. And that will be immediately. Students who receive payment for instructional services are not in violation of the amateur rule. So, which means, well, means the playing level has changed, playing surface has changed, and so kids in Tennessee can now get compensated for endorsing a product or endorsing a company or a product as long as they don't have their school's name anywhere on them. I get that. I'm Tom Taylor with XYZ School. When I'm hungry for something, I come into Food City, and they're going to pay me for it. So, inevitable is going to happen, and it did. So, hello to Carrie, Wayne Adcock, Tank Morrell. Thank you. Appreciate you kids very much. We're live here at Food City in Jonesboro on a Food City Friday. Again, a doubleheader starting at 4:45 of T.A. Duggar Junior Varsity and Varsity Girls Basketball. So, that's what we do. We promote them all best we can. Can't be everywhere, but we do the best we can with what we have, and that's time. We don't have a whole lot of time. All right, the verse of the day. Let's get that on here. The verse of the day, we always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. We unashamedly do that. We'll take a break and get Lucas Andrews on. And the verse of the day goes as follows. Psalms 145:3. Great is the Lord and most worthy of praise. His greatness no one can fathom. There's no way we can fathom that. There's no way I can put my little brain around what he can do, what he has done. All I have to do is look outside. All I have to do is come to the floral department of Food City, look at all the different flowers he made in one day. Or the trees. How about the trees? You have pine trees that don't lose their needles. You have dogwood trees that lose their leaves. You have cactuses. You name it. Run right down the gamut. All the different things he made in one day when he made the trees on that particular day and the flowers. Great is the Lord, most worthy of praise. His greatness no one can fathom. He made sharks. He made catfish. He made rainbow trout. He made shrimp. You think of that. Where'd it come from? He made all of it. He's God. He's just made, let's make shrimp. He made shrimp. Let's create sharks. He created sharks. In the woods, let's do bears, bobcats, rabbits. He made them all. See, you start, for me, when you start thinking of from that aspect and that way, I can't comprehend it. And it says this, his greatness no one can fathom, and I can't. Tom Taylor Sports Show, we are live here at Food City in Jonesboro on a Food City Friday. We'll be joined by our store manager in a little while. We'll take a break. First guest coming up next will be Lady Cyclone head basketball coach Lucas Andrews. He joins us right after this timeout. We are live at Food City in Jonesboro on show number 1,757 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
All right. We ready for story time? Yes, Warren?
Mrs. Turner, for your last day, we would like to tell the story.
Okay.
Once upon a time, in this town, a little girl named Meredith Turner was born. And she grew up right here.
She went to this very school and graduated right here. She went away for a short time to learn to be a teacher.
But she came back to teach right here.
She got married and raised a family right here. Our moms and dads had you as their teacher right here.
And we do too. So right here, we'd all like to say,
We love you, Mrs. Turner!
What's your definition of fresh? At Food City, ours starts every morning as our certified butchers hand cut everything you see behind the counter fresh that day. Fresh also means our beef is ground in the store several times a day, time-stamped with the hour it was ground. That's a fresh guarantee. The fact is, it just doesn't get any fresher than this. That's why we say, start fresh with Food City.
To mom this hard? You delegate. Kate, that bathroom's not clean yet. Jimmy, I need help with the dishes, big guy. I delegate like a mother, and I let Food City do the grocery shopping for me. With Go-Kart Curbside Pickup, I tell them what I need and how I like it. I order everything online and pick it all up curbside. With Go-Kart, I'm taking motherhood to a whole nother level.
Mother like no other, only at Food City.
And back live with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. We're live at Food City in Jonesboro. Let's go to the phone. Head basketball coach of the Lady Cyclones, Lucas Andrews. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm good, Tom. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Big day today. You got a big one coming up at in Johnson City at Science Hill. Tell us what's going on.
We're going to go over there and play probably the number one team in the state in 4A, Bearden. So we'll kind of see where we stand.
Yep. They win the state championship last year?
They did.
That's what I thought. All right, so the defending state champs, Bearden. So obviously this is a setup question. What's the scouting report on Bearden? I'm going to guess they're still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Score more than them is what we're going to do. No, but they're really good. They got a really good freshman point guard. She just transferred in. Real skilled, but their big presence is inside. They got a good post player. I think she's committed to Florida State. She's really good. Big part of their team last year was her. And they've got really good pieces around them. They shoot the ball well outside. So they're still a complete team like they were last year.
We're talking to Lucas Andrews. So you go to Westridge on Tuesday night, I think it was, and you got them pretty good. Tell us about that game.
Oh, we played well. Westridge is a really good team. They've been the biggest team that we've played so far. Their guards are big, post players. They got really good post players in there that's really big. I thought it's probably been our most complete game up to that point. I thought we shared the ball very well. I think we had like 17 assists, something like that. We just did a good job of playing like a mature basketball team. That's what we talked about the week before that. We've got to get to the point where we are playing like a mature team that's been in situations and seen things and attack weaknesses, and I thought we did a good job of that.
We're talking to Lucas Andrews again. They've got a big doubleheader today. It's Bearden, and tomorrow I believe you play Farragut. Is that correct?
We do, yes.
So
they finished second in the state tournament
there
last
you
year
go.
in 4A too.
So you're playing the state champ and the state runner-up in back-to-back days. That should give you a pretty good read on your ball club, wouldn't it?
It does. It kind of, it's still early in basketball season, but it does give you a good measuring stick. Plus, like we've told the girls, we talked about it, and we all understand it. With the success that we had last year, you've earned the opportunity to play these big games, these big teams, these successful teams. So, don't waste these opportunities and go out there and just compete as hard as you can for 32 minutes, and we'll see how it falls.
We start our coverage next Thursday when Dobbins Minute comes down as another good basketball team locally, so we'll get a chance to see the Lady Cyclones and the Lady Indians next Thursday night at John Treadway Gym. Tell me right now who's playing well. If you had to single out a couple of ladies, who's playing well right now for you?
Well, you know, Tom, it's I feel like we just kind of picked up where we left off last year. It's been so far it's been games where, the game before this kid might have played really well, and then teams focus on her, and then somebody else stepped up. I could not pin it on just one player right now. Everybody is really buying into their job and doing their role, and it's an exciting time. Everybody's, we're just always ready to get to practice and, see what we can do and see what we can get better at. And it's just a fun group to be around. They love competing against each other. They love going out and competing against other teams. So I would hate to say this person's playing well, because they all are. They're all doing their job. They're all stepping up and helping us in big ways. And so it's a fun group to be around right now.
They'll play at 4 o'clock today in Sides Hill against Bearden, and then tomorrow 1 o'clock against Farragut. Real good looks at the two teams as far as getting on down the road. Again, we start our coverage on Thursday against Dobbins Minute. We've got stuff we got to do today and tomorrow. Otherwise, we'd be there. Before I let you go, the TSSAA yesterday announced they will allow high school athletes to be paid now in Tennessee for name, image, and likeness beginning immediately as a former player and now a coach. What's your take on that? Yay for it or nay for it? What do you think?
I don't know. I've not dove enough into it. I think in the college aspect of it, everybody, well, I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people is against it. And it's, so far I think it's turned out not to be a terrible thing for a lot of places. But high school wise, there's a lot of questions I have that I don't think you have enough time on your show for me to ask them about, and it's going to be different. It's another aspect of the whole schools and athletic directors, and you're asking teenage kids to commit to things that I don't know if they're ready for. So it's going to be interesting, and I don't know how I feel about it just yet.
All right. Well, it just came out yesterday, so yep. They basically, what I'm reading here, as long as they can't show anything from the school in which they go to school at. So they can't stand and endorse something with a school uniform on, is basically what it's telling me here. It's effective immediately. And so that's one spoke in the wheel. But, yep, it's going to be interesting. And then the other part will be the transfer portal. I think that's already coming on. I think 19 states are doing transfer portal. So a kid can transfer anywhere now in those states, and it's inevitable. I think it'll come to Tennessee too. Would you not agree?
Yeah, I mean, if it's already doing in other states just like that NIL stuff, it's coming down the pike, and those things are going to be hand in hand, just like it is at college. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to change the landscape of high school basketball or high school sports, period. And I don't know if it's for the good or not. We'll see.
I'm right there with you. Hey, good luck today and good luck tomorrow. We'll have you next Thursday ready to go. So go Cyclones. Thanks for checking in with us, all right?
Go Cyclones, Tom. Appreciate you.
Yep, good man right there. Again, our head basketball coach for the Lady Cyclones in Elizabeth, and Lucas Andrews, got a tough test today. The defending state champs, the Lady Bulldogs of Knox Bearden today, and the state runner-up tomorrow, the Lady Admirals. I will say this, he doesn't back down from anybody. He has the defending state champ and the defending state runner-up in back-to-back games in 2 days. That's a pretty good test for his ball club. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live here at Food City in Jonesboro, the Tom Taylor Sports. Tell me all about that, would you please?
Oh, yeah. We have several free resources. We have financial calculators. So what you could do is visit bmycu.org, and if you want to learn how to get your debt paid down or how long it's going to take you to pay your mortgage off, anything like that, you go right on our website, bmycu.org, go to resources, and then you can find financial calculators, and it's just really cool. It does the work for you, and then we got the financial planner available for you at the main office, always there to help you. She is wonderful. And then this week we are opening our student branches, and I'm going to bring Belda in next week, and she's going to tell you a little bit about student branches and what that entails next week. And electronic services such as bill pay, e-statements, mobile app, all that fun stuff. We have insurance products, accidental death or dismemberment, that's free to our members. 2,000 of that. You just have to be a member and turn it in. That's
Turn
all you
in.
got to do.
Yeah.
And discounted tickets, people love those. You got Dollywood, Carowinds, Biltmore tickets. If you want more information, once again, you visit bemycu.org and get those. And then we've got Business Spotlight for business accounts. You can display your business at one of our 4 locations when it's available all month, and it's free, and showcase what you got.
Locations are where?
In Rome Mountain, in Elizabethan, one on 19E, and then one behind Elizabethan High School. And then we've got one in Johnson City off of West Oakland Avenue.
You've already said it, but again, social media, how do we find you?
You find me at Northeast Community Credit Union on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or bemycu.org, or you can call us at 423-547-1200.
One of the great sponsors of the Tom Miller Sports Show, the great folks again at Northeast Community Credit Union, our good friend, Miss Andrea Lewis.
My name is Mark Fowler, and I'm the pastor of Pleasant Beach Baptist Church right here in Elizabeth, and we're excited to see what God is doing. And as we enter into this time of year where we celebrate not only Thanksgiving, but as we think about Christmas, and it's more to us than the gifts and the family traditions. It's a reminder that the Savior of the universe came to live and die and shed his blood for our sins. And as we celebrate Christmas time, we want to invite you to come be with us. We have several special things going on, and you can see the dates on the screen as we see our children's program and then our adult choir and then team play. You see the events there. But there's no better time to come and to be a part of a church as it is at Christmas time. And we encourage you to come as we celebrate the Lord's birth, but not only his birth, but his life, his sacrifice, and it reminds us of his soon return. And we'd love to have you be with us sometime soon.
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live. We're here at Food City in Jonesboro on a Food City Friday. And a couple of specials going on today and tomorrow. Deals for days. Show you the ad. There it is, the sale paper. Deals for days. There's ground chuck for $1.99 per pound with a $25 purchase of store brand items. If you don't, then you get $2.99 a pound. So you save $1 a pound. Gas here is at $2.84, and with your fuel buck points, you get it for 15 cents off for $2.69 unlimited right now. I'm sorry, unleaded, not unlimited. Unleaded here in Jonesboro, $2.69 with your 150 value points. I'm looking at the gas sign up on the wall. And without that, just going regular, it's $2.84, which is still pretty stout. It's under $3, so I'll take it. Hope it stays that way. Chips Ahoy cookies and Ritz toasted chips, 2 for $6. The Cheesecake Factory dinner rolls, there you go, $3.49. Snow crab clusters, $12.99. Dietz and Watson Black Forest ham, $6.99. Sweet onions, Bland Farm sweet onions 3-pound bag for $3.29 today and tomorrow. At all Food City locations, we'll flip it on the front side and we'll get into some high school basketball. Boneless chicken breast today and tomorrow, $1.69. John and Gold apples, $3.99. Get some Jif peanut butter, creamy and sliced some apples. Put that across there. That's good. Swaggerty sausage patties, $7.99 for a 30 count. Then the Pepsi products, see there's 6-pack, 16-ounce bottles, $3.25. All that and more going on at all Food City locations. We're here in front of Starbucks. Katie gave me a toasted white mocha latte. Man, it is good, too. I'm not a connoisseur per se, but that's good. It's really good. The other featured holiday drinks at all Starbucks inside Food Cities: peppermint mocha, caramel brulee, sugar cookie, and chestnut praline. Those are the featured drinks at all Starbucks. And the holiday treats, they've got the cranberry bliss bar, the blondie brownie with cream cheese icing and cranberries, and sugar plum cheese Danish. Those are the holiday treats going on right now at all Starbucks inside of all Food Cities that have them. And it continues to grow. They keep opening up those more and more every day. All right, here we go. High school basketball last night. North Green beat Cosby by 26 on the boys' side. On the girls' side, let's see. Tennessee High blows out Rye Cove 63-31, beat them a 32. And Cosby over North Green in double overtime, 64-61 in girls basketball. All right, for the guys today, here we go. Dobbins Minute takes on Northern Guilford, North Carolina. Westridge will be at Sullivan East. Tennessee High, Virginia High tonight. Happy Valley at Cosby. Johnson County's guys will play at Clownland. West Green at South Green, and Unaka will be at Hampton. Now, the Doubletree Round Ball Showcase at Science Hill at 5:30, Morristown East and Bearden. And Farragut at Science Hill. Those are in the new gym. At the old gym, which is called the Topper Palace, Knox Webb will take on Volunteer. All right, girls basketball tonight in the area. Westridge at Sullivan East, Tennessee High's ladies at Virginia High. Happy Valley at Cosby, Johnson County at Cloudland. West Green's ladies will play at South Green, and the Hampton Lady Bulldogs will host Unaka. The Doubletree Round Ball Ladies Showcase, we just talked to Coach Andrews. Elizabethton takes on Bearden at 4 o'clock. Farragut and Science Hills ladies at 7 o'clock. That's in the new gym. In the Topper Palace, you have Morristown East and Y Central at 4. And the Lady Indians of Dobbins Minute and Knox Webb will take on each other at 5:30 in the Topper Palace. So there you go. That's your basketball schedule. Hello, Pam Kabul. How you doing, lady? Thank you for being with us. Pam's with me, gosh, about every day. Thank you. Means a lot. Let's see. Southwest Virginia basketball. On the guys' side, Letcher County, Kentucky beat Twin Springs by 14. Y Central over Thomas Walker by 31. And Lebanon blows out Castlewood 80-25. Ooh, that's a butt whooping there. In girls basketball from yesterday, Letcher County's ladies beat Twin Springs by 22. We told you Tennessee High's ladies over Ryco by 32. Lebanon beat Castlewood 57-11. So it would appear Castlewood's basketball program's down. The guys get beat 80-25. The ladies get beat 57-11. So I guess that's how you look at it. Let's see. Castlewood's guys are 0-3, and the Castlewood lady, that's their first loss at 3-1. They got clipped pretty good. All right, here's another telltale sign. Ain't a thing we can do about it. It's not good English. There's not a thing we can do about it. We told you yesterday, Will Levis says he's going to miss the New Year's Eve game, Kentucky against Iowa. He's not going to play the quarterback. Well, guess what? Now their star running back, Chris Rodriguez, says he ain't going to play either. He's out. He will skip the Music City Bowl to get ready for the NFL draft. They got to stop that. They've got to, I don't know how you do it, but they got to put the skids to that. He is the number 3 career rusher in the history of Kentucky football. 3,644 yards and 32 touchdowns. Had 904 yards this season with 6 touchdowns despite missing the first 4 games. So he has said, nope, I'm not going to play. So now, if you're a Kentucky fan, you have Levis is not going, your star quarterback, and now Rodriguez, the other marquee player, one of the marquee players, he's not going. How do you stop it? I don't know how you stop it. But they got to stop it. They being the NCAA. They got to put the skids to it. Because, again, as I said yesterday, and I'm right, Music City Bowl, Nashville, rolling out the red carpet to Kentucky and Iowa. Fans, players, they're going to put on the digs, if you will. Pull out all the stops to treat them to a good time in Music City when they get there. The fans, they want them there to put fannies in the seats. They go out and get 2 teams they feel like be a good draw. And it would have been, and maybe it still will be, but again, if I'm a Kentucky fan, I'd have to think long and hard about making the trip, spending the money, plunking down the money to go to the Music City Bowl because 2 of my marquee players, the starting quarterback and the starting star running back, were not going to be there now. So the cities pay for it because now all of a sudden Nashville went and got this figuring they're going to have Levis and Rodriguez in there. And Kentucky's close from Lexington to Nashville is not that big a drive. I'm using this as an example. So this Bowls committee and this Bowl City, Music City Bowl, all excited about Kentucky coming. Fans are going to be coming out of Lexington, come spend money, spend 2 or 3 days, restaurants, hotels, shopping. You know how it goes. Make it a fun experience. Now, guarantee some won't. I don't know how many, but some won't come because 2 of the big dogs aren't going to be there. But the other side of the coin is if you're a Kentucky fan or a fan, you're going to go regardless. And so that's another way to look at it. Well, if it's Kentucky, we're going to go anyway. But some won't go because the two big stars that want to go watch play aren't going to be there. And I get that. So the NCAA's got to stop it. I don't know how you stop it. I mean, I really don't know. You can't just say, Tom, you're going to go. Well, you can. You can put teeth into the scholarship. When you sign it, you know, if you're going to skip to go to the NFL draft and you get drafted making big money, then maybe a cut of your first contract as a pro player, some of that would go back to the school to replenish the scholarship. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But I'll talk to Jeff about this. I'll talk to Doug about this coming up here in just a few minutes. See what he thinks. But somehow you got to fix it. I don't know how you fix it. But somehow you got to do that. We are live here again, as we are with Food City in Jonesboro. We are anxiously awaiting the arrival of our store manager. I don't know where he's at. It is busy down here this morning, I know that, and that's a good thing. So, again, our birthdays today, Donnie Osmond, 65, John Malkovich is 69, and Bo Bridges having a birthday, 81, on this Friday, December the 9th. Again, a basketball doubleheader tonight. T.A. Duggars Junior Varsity and T.A. Duggars Varsity back-to-back at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock tonight. A couple of other specials out of the Food City sale paper. California-grown navel oranges, 8 pounds for $6.99. Great for vitamin C to help build up your immune system. They're $6.99 for an 8-pound bag. Chicken tenders, fresh from the deli, chicken salad or chicken tenders, $7.99. Farm-raised, previously frozen cooked shrimp, $7.99. And also, you have Pepsi products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 3 for $12.98. And also you have, on the back side here, home for the holidays, you have standing gingerbread plush. We'll get one of those and show you. Rudolph. Well, I can show you here on the screen. These are the home for the holidays. There's the, get it up there you can see it. Standing gingerbread plush decor for $19.99. Christmas snowman or gnomes for $6.99. There's ceramic Christmas trees for $12.99. The plush velvet throws, they've sold a bunch of those because cold weather's coming, $9.99. I think next weekend's going to be only going to be high in the 40s. There's the animated licensed characters, $19.99. There's the Rudolph plush for $29.99. Looks like a beaver or a, not sure what it looks like. It don't look like a reindeer to me, but that's all right. And they've been selling them. There's the other one for $19.99. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. Doug Fritz joins us next. Name, image, and likeness now part of the landscape of high school sports in the great state of Tennessee. We'll find out what he thinks about that and more after this timeout. We are live again, as we said, on the road at Food City in Jonesboro on a Food City Friday. Back after this from Rick Walters, Horseman Insurance.
I know what I want to be when I grow up.
I'm one of those people who just always knew what she wanted to be.
I probably want to be a doctor.
From a really young age, I always wanted to be a doctor.
But like a really good doctor.
I would even make my little brother pretend he was sick just so I could take care of him.
I think being healthy is important so people can have a happy life.
And when someone along the way said, girls don't become doctors, my teacher inspired me to follow my dreams.
Mr. Green says I can be whatever I want.
And now I'm a research scientist at a medical university. Thank you, Mr. Green, for just believing in me.
Thanks, Mr. Green.
You help make their dreams possible. We can do the same for you.
These are the hands that planted the seed. and pulled the weeds and fixed the engine and harvested the crop and loaded the truck. But of all these hands do, nothing is more important than being a good neighbor. From the farm to Food City, local produce is all in a day's work.
Back live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Hey, don't forget, coming up tomorrow, busy day in Elizabethton. You got the Christmas, the Covered Bridge tomorrow afternoon, and then the parade tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. We're going to be at the Coffee Company tomorrow, broadcasting live, promoting some of the businesses in downtown Elizabethton. Christmas and Betsy's, we call it. We'll be at the Coffee Company tomorrow from 11 to 1 with Frankie and the folks. Looking forward to hanging out with them. I told you he was going to be on the show, and I forgot to check. So let me do that here. Let's see. Here we go. It will be, we will have tomorrow the Simply Elegant Bakery, the Under Valley Dragway, which is really cool. They got a drag racing, little tiny cars, drag racing place in downtown Elizabeth, which is really cool. They're going to join us, and also Greg Odom from Farmers Insurance is going to join us tomorrow. But we've got that, plus Frankie's going to tell us all about the coffee company with some great gift-giving ideas in downtown Elizabethton. So we'll do all that tomorrow from 11 to 1, and then we'll be ready to go with the parade tomorrow night. We'll stream it live thanks to Chick-fil-A. The Betsy Band's going to be there. Tia Duggar Band's going to be there. Bands from the combined bands of Cloudland, Unaka, Happy Valley, and Hampton are going to be there, among others. Talked to Courtney this morning. 80 up to entries for the parade. 82 entries now. Had 50-some last week, so they've picked up 30, 35 more entries. Still can do it today. If you buzz or go to MainStreetElizabethton.com, say we want in. It's going to be really cool. Can't wait. We went down last night and shot some video of the park, Covered Bridge Park, in downtown Elizabethton, there by the Covered Bridge, and all the Christmas lights, and we got it on my Facebook page. You can go back and take a look at it. It's gorgeous. Had 600-some views. People watching it. It's gorgeous. I was there about 2 or 3 minutes. So the synthetic ice skating rink is open back up tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Go to MainStreetElizabethton.com and get registered for that if you want to rent. You got to rent the skates in an hour at a time, a whopping $10. It's a lot of fun. You don't want to miss that. That's cool. So busy tomorrow. We like it. We'll be there again at the Coffee Company from 11 to 1. Then we'll catch our breath and come back, and we'll live stream the annual Elizabethton Christmas Parade tomorrow night. So it's going to be fun. Today, basketball doubleheader. Junior varsity girls against Indian Trail at 5 o'clock, and varsity girls against Indian Trail at 6 o'clock. And we got a new cameraman today, a young man who I happen to think a lot of. He's a fine young man. He's a 10-year-old, and he will be running the camera today. Said he wants to do it. I love somebody who wants to do things. You want to browbeat him. He said, yeah, I want to do it. So, and he also wants to learn how to do stats. So you never know. I may have him help me do a broadcast one day. He may be the next guy doing the Cyclones. You just never know. So, and anyway, that'll be coming up today. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. We'll go on air about 4:50 with the pregame, and it'll be a back-to-back doubleheader. The T.A. Duggar Junior Varsity girls under Alex Ingram. By the way, they're undefeated. They're 9-0, and they will take on Indian Trail team. They're starting to come back through now. They've played everybody once to come back through. This is the second time they'll play Indian Trail. And so we'll do that, and then we'll turn right around and do the varsity with Matt Fox, and they are now 6-4. They've won 2 in a row, and let me think here, 4 of the last 5. Is that right? Yeah, 4 of the last 5. So they're playing very good basketball, too. So it's going to be good. Good doubleheader tonight on a Friday night at the T.A. Duggar Gym. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to be joined by Doug Fritz. Going to find out what he thinks about the new ruling by the TSSAA. Name, image, and likeness for high school athletes in the great state of Tennessee is now a done deal. It is going to be okay to do now. What's he think about it? What do you think about it? We'll be right back after this from Physical Therapy Services. We're at Food City in Jonesboro on show number 1757 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Physical Therapy Services, so it's been busy. What's been going on?
Busy. Everybody keeps breaking their arm.
Breaking arms?
Yeah, we've had a lot of proximal humerus fractures. We're getting more athletic injuries again, after Christmas, into the season, conditioning, that kind of thing. So we have some athletes coming in, a lot of ankles, that kind of thing. And people are still having surgeries.
A lot of surgeries?
A lot of surgeries, yes.
Tell us some things you do that we may not know that you do and go, you take care of the obvious and people get hurt. What's some things that you help folks with and we may not know about?
Vertigo. That has actually been a big thing. I've done several assessments on vertigo the last few days. Lots of BPPV stuff. We do laser. We have an Alter G. That's an anti-gravity treadmill, and it's wonderful. We love it. We just got it tuned up for the year, so it's ready to go. That allows us to offload our athletes or surgical patients or anybody that needs to kind of offload and start from there. We also have several of the local, cross-country teams or track teams that come and use the Alter G as well. So we have a good old Alter G. We have dry needling. We do traction. We tape. We do everything. Everything.
Do it all.
Yeah.
2 locations?
Yes, we have one location down beside the VFW. That's the main ortho adult clinic. And then we also have a pediatric clinic. It's in the medical care building on the Waffle House side. And we have OT and PT for our kids. And so you can find us on Facebook. We have 2 different Facebooks, or you can call us at 423-543-0073.
Dr. Aaron Kaiser, one of our great sponsors right here on Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, let's go to the phone. He's there, our buddy Doug Fritz, sports writer, John City Press, Kingsport Times News. Well, if you're in high school, I guess, Mr. Fritz, you could be endorsing the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and I'd have to pay you. Hey, I watch the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and I'd have to write you a little check every month. What do you think about that? You for it or against it?
Yeah, that's to me. When I first heard about it yesterday, I had a one-word reply, and that was sad. Yeah. I just think that it's, we all know what it's like to be a teenager, us older folks, and we remember and we know it took a lot of time to mature and grow up. And, kids that age, nothing against them, having a little bit of pocket change, but or working a job and, and earning money, and that's fine. But when people just hand you stuff because of who you are, and not even really that, I was talking to someone yesterday about it, and I said, okay, let's just pick an area school here. Let's just use one of the biggest ones, Science Hill. Let's say there's a kid from Science Hill that wants to do an NIL deal with somebody. Well, he can't use Science Hill in any way. He can't wear the uniform. He can't refer to, I played on 3 state champions with Science Hill. I was district tournament. He can't do any of that stuff. And yet, the only way that people know him in the area is because of what he's done at Science Hill. So it's like, yeah, you can't, but everybody knows you that way. And that's the only reason why you have enough, we'll call it fame, to get an NIL deal. And it's really just a contradiction, and you're being given money for something that's, we're giving you money not because you're a Science Hill standout. We're giving you money because you're just this person that people know. And how do they know you? It's just a big circular contradiction. It's a mess.
It is a mess. So, and you're exactly right. So what you're known for and the reason you would be able to endorse products as a high school athlete, you can't do it. You can't say, I'm Tom Taylor and I've won 2 state championships with Elizabethton football. I was your star quarterback. And when I'm hungry for pizza, I come to Food City or whatever I'm coming in here for. And you can't wear anything that says I played for Elizabethton. You can't say anything that I won anything under the umbrella of Elizabethton. You got to stand there in street clothes and say, hey, when I come let me think. I'm looking at something here. When I want Betty Crocker cake mix, I'm looking over on the shelf, I go to Food City. Well, okay. So if somebody flips it on and says, okay, who's Tom Taylor? Why is Tom Taylor endorsing Betty Crocker food mix for Food City? Why would I? It's because people watch this show all the time all over the country. So if they tune in and see somebody endorsing, it's like, okay, here's a guy in street clothes named Tom Taylor that tells me to come to Food City by Betty Crocker. Why? And you're not going to know why because you can't say anything about how they got where they got as far as the notoriety. Am I right in saying that? Am I correct?
That's right. And you know, we talked about it briefly before we came on here, and I asked you, you know, how long it took for somebody to sign an NIL deal, just in case people think that, oh, this is nothing and nothing's going to come of it. Like within 2 hours after they announced that the NIL deals were allowed, a kid from the Morristown area signed with Lakeway Auto, became the first NIL deal in Tennessee history from reports. I couldn't prove that, but that's what the report said. It was the first one. And if you think that within 2 hours somebody had a deal and you think this isn't going to grow like wildfire,
it is.
And it's going to be a mess. And I tell you, the worst part about it is that, and I've said this too, is, you know, a lot of parents these days are, you know, I shouldn't say a lot, let's just say some parents these days are over the top about their kids winning a championship or you know, being, you know, getting accolades for all region and you know, they want their kids to get these honors and stuff, and they really can be over the top about it. And even when their kids don't get it, they think they should. Well, you know, that's just for championships and trophies and stuff like that. And, you know, that's a whole different subject. Now you're talking about money. And you think to these over-the-top parents who have a kid who's not really that good of a ball player, but my little Johnny, he should get a deal. He should get, you know, $150 or $500 or $1,000 or whatever they're paying. I have no idea what they're going to pay these kids. But then that parent's going to get mad. Well, the reason Johnny didn't get his $500 NIL deal is because the school he's going to didn't play him at quarterback or didn't let him play point guard or didn't let him be the starting pitcher.
Right.
And so I'm taking little Johnny to another school.
That's
and little Johnny's not that good, but, you know, I hope here we go again at the other school. Well, I'll just take him to another school.
Yep. Well, and
it's a mess.
It is a mess, and it's unfortunate. I'm not sure what's going to be gained with this. So, you know, and I have grandchildren. I can understand if they were hot rod players or whatever. I can see it. I guess if somebody came waving money at my kid or grandkid, I guess I would do it. But, you know, just like you said, this young man, and I don't know who he is, don't want to know who he is, but signed a name, image, and likeness just an hour or so after this was approved for an auto dealership. So, why? All right, at my age, I'm going to flip them on and see, you know, Jimmy Joe, or whatever his kid's name is, doesn't matter. Jim Bob, Leroy, and he's on there. I don't know what he's going to say, but he's, you know, I buy my cars from this auto dealership. That's not going to make me want to go buy a car. So I'm just telling you. So, but I'm different. But I'm not, even with the big stars. When I see LeBron on that one of those phone commercial things, I don't run out and want to buy something because LeBron's on there or anybody else on, you know, that's just not who I am. So I don't know, having a high school kid on endorsing a car dealership, it's not going to work for me. But you know what? I'm just one person, so it's just, the whole thing's very interesting. Sad's probably a good way for you to describe it, because I don't, you know, it's just like the transfer portal. The NCAA let the horse out of the barn, and now they're trying to rope them back in, and they're trying to make rules now after it's already started, and you can't really do that because once it started. So unless they've got, you know, guardrails on this thing, if you will, about the name, image, and likeness, it doesn't sound like it's too much out there as far as structure, unless I'm reading. There's more out there than I'm reading, and it could be. Then you're setting yourself up for the wild, wild west, I would think. So there's a lot of moving parts in this. I don't totally get it, but you know what? It's here. I had Lucas Andrews on before you, and he said it's going to change the face of high school sports, and it very much is. The part that I want to see, because it's going to be more prevalent, you wait and see, on this level than maybe the college level, is the inside the locker room jealousy. Now, you talk about being grown up as kids, and, you know, I can tell you right now, we had a kid on our team that had the best of everything, and we resented it. You know, I had an old pair of Chuck Taylors, and we thought it was okay, and they were okay. This kid would come in and, you know, rub it in your face that he went out and got Pumas, I think that's what it was, back in the day. And so he always had the best of the best, and we resented that. We were jealous of him because, he not only had it, but he rubbed our face in it because he had it and we didn't. So if these kids that are immature, and they are because they're high school kids, they get in that locker room and they start, being cocky or arrogant because look what I got and you didn't get it, and start popping off, I just see that becoming very problematic for a coach who's got enough pressure on him anyway, try and keep everybody happy. And, when that happens, Doug, tell me if I'm wrong, but when that happens, then that polarizes the locker room. If I come in blowing smoke because I got Puma shoes and you don't, some of the guys will say, well, that's okay, he can do what he wants to. And other guys going to go, that ain't right. He needs to keep his mouth shut and just play. I don't care what kind of shoes he's wearing. I don't care he's got an endorsement. And so all of a sudden it can potentially polarize or divide a locker room. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I tell you, here's the thing. One coach, and this was saw this from a respected sports writer down the Chattanooga area. He said one coach told him that if the NIL deal gets improved, he's out. In other words, he's not going to coach anymore. And why would a coach think that way? Well, look at this, and this is kind of similar to what you were just saying, but this is something that's actually going to happen, and it's going to happen soon. Just a few minutes ago, we talked about a kid who wasn't that good and the parents thought they were. Well, let's go to the other end of the scale. Let's take a kid who is a superstar. Let's just use football. It's easiest when we use quarterback position. Let's just talk about a kid who's a superstar quarterback. He's dual threat. He's one of the best in the area. He averages 300 yards a game. He's clearly the best player in the area. Well, so the car dealership A says, hey, Johnny that's a fine athlete. We're gonna give him $2,000 to come and do a commercial, and he's gonna get on there and say, well, I would do one of the car dealership little taglines, but you know them all. They stick in your head. So he comes on there and he does a little tagline for the car dealership, gets $2,000. Well, he goes, back to after this, all the people in the area see it, and he goes back and he's in the locker room. And little Teddy, who's not as good as Johnny, but he thinks he's as good as Johnny, and he starts telling his teammates, the only reason Johnny's starting in front of me is because he got that car dealership deal. If I got a car dealership deal, I'd be starting.
Well, yeah.
And then
Absolutely.
you talk about the locker room falling apart and coming to pieces, and they've changed it. It's gone from jealousy and competition over playing time is going to change to jealousy and competition over money.
Yeah.
And if you don't think that's going to change the face of high school athletics,
It will.
then you don't understand what the Bible verse means of the love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
If you understand that Bible verse, you're going to understand what this is going to do to high school athletics. It's going to change it completely. It's going to become ugly. And it may, the end of this, the end game, and yes, this is doom and gloom, and I may be wrong, but I've been around it a long time. You may see this may be eventually something that kills high school athletics as we know it now. And what I'm talking about, it may become high school sports may just become club sports, and you may not have these school teams anymore.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking about what was announced yesterday. The TSSAA here in Tennessee are now allowing high school athletes to be paid for name, image, and likeness. And we'll take it one step further, and we'll switch gears before I let you go. And so in college, it's pretty much the student athletes because they're that age. In high school, now you know this and I know this, and I can give you example after example after example of parents getting involved in the day-to-day activities of a team because their kids on the team, and they feel slighted or they feel this, feel that, and so all of a sudden mamas and daddies get involved and they get all jacked up. So if you don't think for 1 second that there's going to be parental jealousy because your kid's getting money and my kid ain't, or my kid's getting money and yours ain't, or whatever the case may be, you're smoking something, because I'm telling you that's going to be the next thing when you get the parents involved, and it's inevitable because you've got high school kids. College guys and girls, a little bit older. They're away from home. They left home. They still got parents, of course, but they're not hands-on like a high school kid is. And so now these high school kids are going to get paid for this. There's going to be jealousy in the locker room, and I guarantee you there'll be jealousy from parents. I hear it and see it. I have heard and seen it, rather, all the time through these long years I've broadcasted ball games around teams. And high school teams. It's inevitable. It's going to happen, and it's going to rip. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so. It's going to rip up programs because all of a sudden it's money. So that's going to be doled out to kids that can't financially handle this. They're 16, 17-year-old, 18-year-old kids. They don't know who they are half the time. They're trying to figure out who they are. And I know that because I was there once. And so, anyway, it is what it is. The old horse is out of the barn, so we'll see how it works. The other thing they decided, they tabled, the TSSAA tabled the sanctioning of lacrosse as a high school sport here in the state of Tennessee. They're going to keep looking at that. Says they're going to hold another meeting in January to see if they want to sanction or say lacrosse represent, or I should say, not represent, but say that lacrosse is a official sport in the state of Tennessee. So that's another. Anything else out of this? I know there's 8 bylaws. That was a big. Anything else out of that meeting you know of?
Well, none of the other ones passed. They were trying to separate charter schools and put them in the private school division, but that didn't pass. And there were some other things about transfers and stuff like that for boarding school transfer, something like that, which really doesn't apply to our area because, as far as I know, that doesn't happen around here. It's more of a private school issue. We're getting down to, and one of the coaches I talked to yesterday said that he expects Tennessee to soon fall in line with Florida, where you get a free transfer, one free transfer without having to move. And that's going to open up yet another can of worms. It's kind of like the transfer portal in college. And what you do is, you go to DB for 2 years, and you don't like what's going on. You still live in Kingsport. Well, I don't like what's going on at DB. I'm going to go play for the rival. I'm going to go to Science Hill, or vice versa. And that's probably coming down the line, too. And you can just see all of this works together. They're destroying the fabric of community. And the fabric of community was already unraveling. You can just see it in the attendance of the ball games and the way people go about their lives and that sort of thing. And this is just another thing. When you start, one thing that draws community together is high school athletics.
Yep.
And when you start messing that up, and if you think community doesn't matter, then wait until something happens where you need the community to come together, and then you'll see in that respect. But it's an important thing, and it's, high school athletics are, it's not like going to fall apart tomorrow, but it sure doesn't look good for the future.
Nope. Great report, my friend. Thank you for checking in with us. We'll check in with you next week, and hey, enjoy this great warm weekend. I love it in December. No rain, no ice, or a little rain, but no ice, no snow. I'm digging it. Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you next week, all right?
All right. Thank you, Tom.
Yep, good man right there. Our buddy Doug Fritz, John City Press, Kingsport Times News sports writer. We are live. You are in for a treat, folks. You're about to watch probably – this could be internet history. I'm just telling you. We got a man here, our store manager at Steve Strickler, who has vowed to bob for apples live on the air, just like he said he would. And so let's see, let me get him over here. And so, hello, sir. How are you? What?
Here we go, America.
Here we go, America. We're going to do this here in a minute. So, now, I got to figure out how to get the camera. So, I got to figure out how to do this. The camera I brought, we're going to make it work. Somehow we're going to get, well, if I have to, I'm not sure how we're going to do this.
America's been waiting on this.
All day long.
All day.
He has over here let's see if I can get this over here. All right.
We got said bucket of water.
All right, wait a minute. Let's do this right here. There we go. We have said bucket of water.
Said bucket of water.
Right. All right. We have said apple.
Said apple.
Yep.
That water is cold, too.
Don't do it yet. We want to get you ready.
And it's going to happen. We don't need to go to commercial break, do we?
Yeah, we probably do.
Okay.
Let's go and get you set up. So we'll do that. Right after this break, we'll come right back and we'll get him set up. And why is it doing that? We don't want to do that. I moved something, see?
People are going to be on the edge of their seat.
Yeah. So why is it doing this all of a sudden? You're not Mark Fowler, Pleasant Beach Baptist Church?
I'll be just anybody.
So
just anybody you want me to be.
Okay.
I'll be Buford if you like.
So What's it doing? It's doing something weird. It's never done this before.
We're still on air?
I think so. Let's do this. Let's unplug it. Plug it back in. So
I've learned that plugging it up or unplugging it and plugging it back in, it fixes about everything.
It's not fixing this. It's got too much control. I can't get you back on the screen. No, see, this is not good. I don't know.
My Apple bobbins broke the internet.
It's done something. It's not good. Do you know what I'm doing by chance?
No, I don't know what you're doing.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing either. I can't get it to pop back up. Dadgummit.
Is that little circle the show?
Yes. What did I do wrong? Do you know?
Got internet. Oh.
I have no clue.
There you go.